श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। उल्लङ्घ्य सिन्धोः सलिलं सलीलं यः शोकवह्निं जनकात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाह लङ्कां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयं। गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामालारत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम्। So far we have seen introduction to all stotras in general. Why do we chant stotra? What is the purpose? The reason behind it? Why we should chant them? So far we have been chanting them, whether we have been chanting them mechanically or with purpose. Furthermore, now they are means of upasana. Now because stotra are means of upasana, that means they are the path to gain the Brahma Sakshat, Saguna Brahma Sakshatkar. Having seen this, we saw Ramaraksha Stotra in a sense, general overview of Ramaraksha Stotra, and when we saw Ramaraksha Stotra, now his Bhakta Hanuman, we have to see the glory of Bhakta now. And we started with Hanuman Chalisa. As we started with Hanuman Chalisa, we introduced Hanuman Chalisa as Hanumanji is Guru. Why is he a Guru? Because he brings Bhakta and Bhagwan together. खोया होए फिर मिले, रूठा लेउ मनाए, पर मिला रहे फिर ना मिले, तासो कौन बताए। खोया होए तो फिर मिले. If something is lost, then it can be searched for and it can be found. Rootha leu manaye. If somebody is angry, if somebody is, then he can be pacified, he can be quietened. If somebody is sad, he can be made happy. But if something is not lost and yet it is not being found, who can tell us? Who can show that us? Only Guru. It is called Praptasya Prapti in Vedanta, for which there is a very evident example, Swakantha Bharanam Yatha, a necklace in our own neck. Or usually it happens, there is some object, whether it is a ring or a watch or necklace or spectacles, anything, they are with us. Yet, even though they are with us, we forget that they are with us and we go on looking for them everywhere. And when we go on looking for those things outside, we are missing the place. And the one who points this fault out and the one who points where they exactly are is a Guru. Understood the nature of Guru, who Guru is, he points, he brings Bhakta and Bhagwan together, everything is accepted. But why Hanumanji is a Guru? Just because of one example? No. If you look through whole Ramacharitmanas or Ramayana, or the life story or the life of Hanumanji as we know, because the story of Hanumana goes on multiple times, many yugas, because Hanumanji's story is available even in Mahabharata. So over yuga and many yugas, he is there. He is a Amar, Chiranjeevi. Anyways, coming back to earlier point, because Hanumanji brought together not just in Ramayana but even in Kali Yuga in case of Goswami Tulsidas ji, but in Ramayana itself, he brought together Sugriva and Prabhu Ramji, Vibhishana and Prabhu Ramji, Sita and Prabhu Ramji. He brought everyone together, he brought everyone to Prabhu Shri Ramji. That's why he is a Guru. While describing Hanumanji, Valmiki Ramayana has these two beautiful couplets, these two beautiful verses, which I chanted in invocation Mangalacharana. I want to start with that and then we will go through Hanuman Chalisa and see few references, few stories. The Mangalacharana said, Goshpadi Krita Varashim Mashaki Krita Rakshasam. Varashim or Varisham, a Patha Bheda is there, but Varashim, Varisham, though both words mean the same, it is ocean. Goshpadi, Goho Pada, Goho cow, Pada leg. If you look at the footprint of a cow in wet mud or sand, how big is it? It will be as big as of this palm or very small. Goshpadi Krita Varashim. So, the one who became so huge, so big, that the ocean became as small as a water contained in a footprint of a cow. Mashaki Krita Rakshasam. Mashaka, fly or mosquito. The Rakshasas, the demons, who are described as they are huge, bigger in size than normal human beings, they became small like flies or mosquitoes. Such Ramayana Mahamala Ratnam. Ratnam, a jewel. Ramayana Mahamala. In the mala, in the necklace called Ramayana. Now this necklace is just in not ordinary necklace or normal necklace, but usually the jewel is the central part of a necklace. And what is the necklace in the, what is the jewel in the necklace in form of Ramayana? It is Hanumanji. Ramayana Mahamala Ratnam Anilatmajam Mande. The one who is the son of Anila, that Prabhu Hanumanji, I prostrate to him. And then another one is describing the intellect, the buddhimatta, chaturya of Hanumanji. What did he do? Ullangya sindho salilam salilam. Sindho salilam, salilam ullangya. Salilam leelaya. Just as a play, as a sport, easily. In another place, Goswami Tulsidas ji has explained that for him, when he lifted that Dronagiri, it became like a small ball or kandukavat. Kanduka, a ball that we play with. It became as light as a ball. That was his strength. Salilaya, easily crossed over the ocean. And what did he do? Ullanga sindho salilam salilam ya shokavahnim janakatmajayaha adaya tenaiva. Janakatmajayaha shokavahnim adaya. Janakatmaja, Sita. Shokavahni, the fire which is in form of shoka. Because Sita Mata, she has been suffering, and the fire that has been created because of her shoka, taking that fire, tenaiva lankam dadaha, and taking that fire itself, he burned down Lanka. Now, it was not an ordinary fire. There in Ramacharitmanas, there is a very beautiful dialogue between Ravana and maybe Bibhishana or his mantri, another mantri, where Ravana says, I don't know what is happening because I have ordered all clouds, I have ordered Varuna to rain so that this fire will go away. But the fire is not going down, fire is not getting reduced. Ravana, he had control over all devatas. But the fire went on increasing because that fire was not an ordinary fire which could be doused by just water. Had it been an ordinary fire, it would have got doused, but it did not. Why? Because Shokajaya Janakavahnim, Janakatmajaya Shokavahnim. It was the fire which was taken from the Shoka of Sita Maiya. That is the strength, that is the Buddhi Chaturya, that is the intellect, that is the cleverness of Hanumanji. And that's why Buddhir Balam Yashodairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. Why should we remember Hanumanji? Because we gain Buddhi, Bala, Yasha, Dhairya, etc. everything. Okay. They accepted. Hanumanji brings Bhakta and Bhagwan together. There are very examples. He is very clever. But why him alone? Simple. Sarva Sukha Karahi. In Hanuman Chalisa it is said, Hanumatasya Sarva Sukha Karahi. All Sukha, everything will come to you. Now I am going to randomly take few parts, but go in a continuous story. So what we are going to see throughout this session with reference to Hanuman Chalisa is Hanumanji's Buddhi Chaturya. Hanumanji's mainly Buddhi Chaturya, his strength, and how beautiful Hanumanji is, because I had pointed to this thing in the beginning of the lecture. Sundara, Bandar Sundar kaise ho sakta hai? But the beauty is not in form. Yes, in form it is there. But what is defined as Sundaram? Pratikshanam yan navatam upaiti tadeva rupam ramaniyatayaha. In Kumar Sambhava, it is described when Shivji is described that Parvata, mountain. Pratikshanam yan navatam upaiti tadeva rupam ramaniyatayaha. Let me give you a general example. What is the general plot of any movie? There is protagonist, there is antagonist, there is a heroine, a love interest, there is a villain, Astin ka Saap, Kata. It was a common trope on which many movies ran. But what was the thing that made people watch that movie? The location. Was it Ooty? Was it Kashmir? Was it Mysore? Right? Who was the actor playing the role of a hero or a villain? How was they played? What was their strength? Who was it? Whether he was rich or poor? These things, these minor things changed, but movies ran. Now, the basic thing is same, but yet every time people wanted to watch it. Why? Something was changing every time. Pratikshanam yan navatam upaiti. That which appears new every time, that alone is beautiful. Tadeva rupam ramaniyatayaha. Bhavet tat tasya sundaram. Another is Bhavet tat tasya sundaram. Wherever my mind gets attracted, that alone is beautiful. And this definition is subjective. For someone, one thing may be beautiful, for other, it may not be. But for everyone, Hanumanji or Prabhu Ramji, they are beautiful. Why? Because it is Hanumanji or Ramji. Because of them, all things in the world are beautiful. ऐसे सर्व रूप रूप से, सर्व दृष्टि डोळ से, सर्व क्षेत्र निवासे बोलिले श्री कृष्ण. In Jnaneshwari, संत ज्ञानेश्वर जी महाराज ही राइट्स, ऐसे सर्व रूप रूप से. हनुमान जी इज सुंदर सर्व रूप रूप से. व्हाई इज ही सुंदर? बिकॉज ऑफ हिम रामायण हैज बिकम सुंदर. जस्ट थिंक, why did we get attracted to Ramayana in first place, and from where Ramayana becomes interesting? I rest my case. It was stories of Hanumanji that brought us to Ramayana, is it not? If it is so, then Hanumanji Sundar hai. Hanumanji is the most beautiful person. His nature. Now beauty is out, just not just external appearance, of course internal beauty. And Jnana Guna Sagara. Guna Sagara, Sagara ocean. All guna, all qualities, all good qualities are in you. Hanumanji has all those good qualities. That's why he is beautiful. But you know, there is a problem with good quality. A good quality by itself, standalone, does not sustain. It causes problem, it causes troubles to other. Many good qualities should be accompanied with another good qualities to support them. And it is difficult to find a person who has all good qualities. Some defects, some qualities will be lacking in him. In Raghuvamsha, there is a very beautiful verse. Jnane maunam kshama shaktau tyage shlagha viparyah guna gunanubandhitvat tasya saprasava iha. The second part we will keep aside. Jnane maunam. For whom the jnana, his intellect or his knowledge shines, maunam. A person, he is very knowledgeable, but every time when he meets you, he goes on explaining whatever that he knows, he goes on telling whatever that he has learned. Is it good thing? Maunam. When you know everything or when you know well, maunam. Be quiet. Don't bother to answer or don't bother to say it out loud unless asked. That's why all gurus, everyone, they have never went on teaching. They have just answered only when the question was asked. Jnane maunam. Pandityam nirvidya balyena tishthaseth. Upanishad says. Pandityam nirvidya. Give up your panditya, give up your knowledge, and balyena tishthaseth. Be like a child. Jnane maunam. Kshama shaktau. Kshama is forgiveness. Shaktau, when you have strength, then alone this kshama shines. Only when you have strength, only when you have capacity to defeat someone again and again, then alone this kshama shines. Otherwise, kshama, forgiveness, it doesn't shine. And when you have strength, and if you don't have that the capacity to forgive, nobody is going to come to you for help. So, Jnane maunam kshama shaktau. Kshama, Shakti, if you have strength, the kshama, forgiveness, it will shine there. Strength and kshama, they both. त्यागे श्लाघा विपर्ययः. Shlagha is self-proclamation, advertising. Tyaga, giving up. If you do tyaga, if you are giving up certain things, then in that tyaga shines without atmakhyati. You should not go on telling everyone, I have given up so many things, I have done so much tyaga, etc. That is not real tyaga. Connect all these to Hanumanji. When Hanumanji was asked, or when everyone was asked, who can go and cross over the ocean? Did Hanumanji jump first and said, don't bother about asking, I'll just quickly go and get Sita Maiya here? No. If you look at the whole dialogue, he listened carefully, even though he knew what is to be done, what is supposed to be done. He waited till the end, then Jambavan asked him, Jambavan told him, reminded him of his strength, intellect, etc. And then Hanumanji got up and went there, did whatever as he was told. Not just that, he did additional things that were not told but were conducive to for the work of his master, and then he came back. That is the quality of a Duta. Rama Duta Atulita Baladhama. He is a Duta. We will come to this point later. So, Hanumanji never showed off his intellect, he never showed off his strength, but through his act, he has shown how clever he is, how intellectual he is, how knowledgeable he is, how much strength he has. That's why he is a Sundara. All the qualities are in him. That's why he is Sundara. So, with qualities, Guna Saundarya and Rupa Saundarya, everything is with him. We have two words, Saundarya and Lavanya. Saundarya is innate, inherent. But Lavanya refers to that beauty which is enhanced with Alankara. Alankara ornaments. That is Lavanya. And Saundarya is the beauty which is inherent. So, Hanumanji Sundar hai. Hanumanji is the most beautiful everywhere. Now, Hanumanji's intellect. That's where I want to just take up this point of Duta. Who is a Duta? Duta is someone who does the work which has been given to him by master. He does whatever that has been told. He does not do whatever that has not been told, but he does those things even though they have not been told but which are good and conducive for his master's work that will be done, and the one who does that perfectly is a Duta. What were the instructions given to Hanumanji? Do you know this is the relation between Ramji and Hanumanji? Everybody was sent in different directions, but Hanumanji was sent towards south, and only Hanumanji was given Mudrika by Ramji, because Ramji knew if there is someone who can do my work, it is Hanumanji. He told him whatever is to be done and instructed him, go and let me know if my Sita is there or not. Those were the general instructions. But what did Hanumanji do? That is the beauty, that is the cleverness. Imagine, Right now we are sitting here. And if a rat enters in this room, he is not doing anything at all. But he just runs around, goes here and there, and leaves. Chaos, right? But what will be the result of it? The next time, if two rats come, in the same way, when in Lanka, I'm just going to quickly jump, then again come back. In Lanka, Hanumanji came, Hanumanji spoke with Ravana, Hanumanji burned down Lanka, he went back, there was total chaos. Imagine what would be the condition of Rakshasa and people in Lanka when they came to know it is not just one Hanumanji, but it is the whole army of monkeys who have come to fight with us. अरे एक बंदर आया तो इतना सब कुछ करके गया, सब इतने सारे आए तो क्या होगा? That is the instilling of fear. Just by one small act, he created that idea of fear and the idea of strength that Vanaras are going to have. And that created the disturbance in the Sena, in the enemy. That is the cleverness. And furthermore, when he burned down Lanka, what were the things that he used? Cloth and oil. From where did the cloth come? And from where did the oil come? Everything was from Lanka. सब कुछ खत्म हो गया. When Ravana was told कि his poonch, that his tail, it is growing, it has kept on growing, all the cloths in Lanka have been used up, all the oil has been used up. Ravana said, don't worry, whatever that has been used, now start burning his tail. When the tail started burning, Hanumanji jumped, he ran throughout Lanka, he jumped from one prasada, one building to another. Mandirate mandir chadh jai. He jumped from mandir as in prasada, palace. He jumped from one palace to another and burned the whole Lanka down. Now, after that, in short span of time, they had to fight enemy. And when your resources have been depleted, will there be moral strength to fight the enemy? No. Hanumanji depleted their resources, Hanumanji brought down their moral. Nobody was in the mindset of fighting, but everybody knew rather than dying at the hands of Ravana, it is better to go fight and die facing Prabhu Shri Ramji. That is the strength. Hanumanji was in the court of Ravana. This is his cleverness with respect to Bibhishana. You know, there are two things which we need to understand, which were key ingredients, which were important for Ramji to slain, to defeat Ravana, to kill Ravana. One thing was sending Sita Maiya there and bringing Bibhishana from Lanka out. As long as his Bhakta Bibhishana was in Lanka, he could not touch Ravana. Right? Mera Bhakt hai. As long as Bhakta's aparadha was not done, Bhakta was not harmed, Prabhu Shri Ramji, even though he wanted, he could not do anything. And another one was Sita Maiya. Sita Maiya kaun hai? Sita Maiya is Maya. As long as she was not there in Lanka, he could not do anything. You can see the parallel in Bhagavatam also, in Krishna Charitra also. Only when his Maya, it came to Kamsa and told him that the one who is going to kill you is already there and has been born and is there in Gokul. At that time alone, Kamsa's decline started. These are the two parallels. So these two things had to happen. One thing already happened when Sita Maya was kidnapped by Ravana and he took her there. The second thing was done by or achieved by Hanumanji. What did Hanumanji do? Hanumanji just went there and Hanumanji made Vibhishana realize that you think that your brother is helping you, is not troubling you with Prabhu Shri Ramji's bhakti and upasana, but in reality, even you shall be harmed and you will get punished. During the first meeting, when Hanumanji was brought in front of Ravana, Vibhishana said that he is a Duta and Duta should not be killed. You should not touch him, you should not harm him. And then there was a dialogue, Shastrartha if you want to say. They discussed what should be done and Vibhishana suggested that you cannot kill a Duta, but you can remove a part of his body. That punishment can be given. And that's why his tail was burned. Tail was set on fire. Now the whole chaos happened. In the end, again the assembly was put together. Ravana accused Vibhishana that you are in cahoots with Hanumanji. आपकी मिली भगत है. That's why you are saying all these things. You want to be king, you want to defeat me, you want to be in my place. Vibhishana tried to deny it, but Ravana did not listen. There are different versions here. When Vibhishana realized that Ravana is beyond reason, no more he can be reasoned with, me staying here is going to be troublesome for me, then Vibhishana left. In another place, I think in Kavitavali or in another Ramayana, there Ravana kicked Vibhishana and then Vibhishana left. In Ramacharita also it is said that they had discussion and Vibhishana realized that me staying here is not going to be helpful. Vibhishana went back and came to Ramji. That is the strength that was achieved by Hanumanji. That is Hanumanji's Buddhi Chaturya, Buddhi Kaushalya. Then what another thing Hanumanji did was, Hanumanji went to Sita Maya and he consoled her. He told her Ramacharitra. He sat there and sang Ramaji's Charitra. That was his another strength that he achieved. Another part is very much in the beginning, where we first meet Hanumanji. Our first glimpse of Hanumanji is when Ravana, at the end of Aranyakanda and in the beginning of Kishkindha-kanda, at the end of Aranyakanda, a demon is slain, a Rakshasa is killed, and Rakshasa, before dying, he says, burn me, do all these things, then I will get my own body back, and after that I will gain all the knowledge that I had and I will be able to help you. There, after gaining his old body, celestial body, he tells Rama that you go to Rishyamukha Parvata and there you will find Sugriva, meet him, and after meeting him, all your work will be done, you will be able to find Sita. Saying this, he goes away. Ramji comes to the Rishyamukha Parvata. When Prabhu Shri Ramji approaches that mountain where Sugriva is, Sugriva sees two young, very beautiful people coming towards him. And he thinks these are assassins which have been sent by Vali. Because Vali cannot come to that place. Vali has no permission because of curse. Now what to do? He approaches Hanumanji. Hanumanji has all the strength. Hanumanji is so clever. Hanumanji is so knowledgeable. Yet he is a courtier, a servant to Sugriva. That's how Hanumanji wants to be. Because if you are in a position of power, there are certain restrictions what you can do. If you want to go anywhere and everywhere, अगर राजा बने हो तो छुट्टी तो ले नहीं सकते ना, सिक लीव भी नहीं ले सकते. बट इफ यू आर ए सर्वेंट इन किंग्स कोर्ट, यू कैन से 2 दिन की छुट्टी चाहिए मिल जाएगी. सो इन शॉर्ट, Hanuman ji can go anywhere, can do anything. Anyways, this is irrelevant point. But then Hanuman ji was told that go and find out who are these 2 people. What do they want? What are they looking for? If they are people who have been sent to assassinate me, to kill me by Vali, just point me, just indicate me from there, and then I will just go away, I will just run away from here. Hanumanji said, okay. Now Hanumanji approached Prabhu Shri Ramji and Lakshman. Ram and Lakshmana, they both were coming. Now, when Hanumanji approached them, what did Hanumanji do? Hanumanji approached them in the garb of a Brahmana, a sadhu. He approached them, he prostrated to them, and then there is a very beautiful dialogue between Hanumanji and Sri Ramji. Let me just give you some glimpse. ततश्च हनुमान वाचा श्लक्ष्णया सुमनोज्ञया विनीतवदुपागम्य राघवौ प्रणिपत्य च आपभाषि च तौ वीरौ यथावत् प्रशंस च संपूज्य विधिवद्वीरौ हनुमान वानरोत्तमः. He said, देशं कथमिमं प्राप्तौ भवन्तौ वरवर्णिनौ त्रासयन्तौ मृगगणानन्यांश वनचारिणः पंपातीररुहान् वृक्षान् वीक्षमणौ समन्ततः इमं नदीं शुभजलां शोभयन्तौ तरस्विनौ. You are very beautiful. You have glowing skin. You have that teja. Why have you come in this place, in this forest? Why are you troubling yourself? Why are you troubling all the animals which are here? Where are you going? By looking at you, I can assess that you have strength like a lion. You are capable of ruling a kingdom. You are very beautiful. You have strength. You have signs that indicate that you are not normal human beings but prince. You have that Raja Lakshana. You have beautiful eyes, and by looking at you, I think you are comparable to Devata. And he goes on explaining, goes on describing Ramji and Lakshmanji and asks them why they have come, what is the purpose of them coming here. He did not just go, who are you? Why have you come here? What is the purpose that you have come here? Don't worry, this is ruled, this is protected by me. If you have anything in your mind, you will have to face me. Nothing like that. And when that whole dialogue was over, when Hanumanji's expression. When Hanumanji spoke in this way, Ramji, he said, which is a very important part, नानृग्वेद विनीतस्य नायुर्वेद धारिणः नासामवेद विदुषः शक्यमेवं विभाषितुं नूनं व्याकरणं कृत्स्नम् अनेन बहुधा श्रुतं बहुव्याहृतानेन न किंचिदपशब्दितम्. Whatever Prabhu Shri Ramji did not speak with Hanuman directly. He spoke with Lakshmana, and with this intention he has spoken with us. He said, Nanrugveda Vinitasya Nayurveda Dharinha. Someone who has not studied Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, that means the one who has not studied Vedas or Vyakarana, will not speak so beautiful. So Hanumanji must have studied all Veda, all Vyakarana, all Shastras, and because of that alone he is able to speak in such a beautiful language where he has not even committed a single grammatical mistake. That is the intellect, that is the knowledge that Hanumanji has. Look at him. If you want to speak with someone and get your work done, this is the way you should speak. And then he goes on describing how beautifully Hanumanji spoke, and then he answered that we are the sons of Dasharatha. My wife has been kidnapped by such and such demon, and we are searching for her. This is the story. This is how the story goes in Valmiki Ramayana. After this dialogue in Ramacharitmanas, there is a very beautiful dialogue. I am just going to jump back and forth. There, after the dialogue was over, everybody came to know, everybody identified each other. There is very beautiful verse which Hanumanji says. He says, Eku me manda moha basa kutila hridaya agyan puni prabhu pavan mohi bisareu dina bandhu bhagavan. Rama said, Hanuman, you came to me. But when you came to me, I already knew that you are Hanuman and you have come to me. Hanumanji said, how did you come to know? Rama said, we are kings. We have Raja Lakshmana. So we are Rajaputra. You came in the garb of Sadhu, Brahmana, but you prostrated to us. That's why we came to know, because you took the garb, but you did not act like that. That's why I was able to identify that you are my Bhakta. Hanumanji said, I know that, but I also identified you. How? I have come in the garb of Brahmana, you are prince, and yet you did not prostrate to me. That's why I was able to know that you are my Bhagavan. And then he says, Eku me manda. I am going to make fault. I am at fault always. Why? Because I am Eku me manda. I am dumb-witted. Moha basa. I have been covered by moha. Kutila. I am crooked. Agyan. I am ignorant. But yet, Puni Prabhu Pavanu Mohi Bisareu Dina Bandhu Bhagavan. You are a Dina Bandhu. You show grace to everyone and yet you forgot about. Is this what it is? This is Leela. This was the dialogue between Prabhu Shri Ramji and Hanumanji. That is Hanumanji's strength and Hanumanji's bhakti. This is how our relation should be with Bhagavan. Coming back to main storyline. Now, in this moment, Hanumanji saw that this is the best opportunity to help Sugriva and get Sugriva his kingdom back. He identified that Sugriva has one Dukha. His wife Tara is in Kishkinda with Vali. So he has Patni Viraha. Sugriva's wife has also been taken away. Prabhu Shri Ramji's wife has also been taken away. They both have been kept out of their kingdoms. Rama is also without kingdom. Sugriva is also without kingdom. So they both have same sorrows. And that's why they both will be able to identify and relate with each other's sorrow, and they will be able to help each other. They will be interested in helping each other. And then identifying this, knowing this, Hanumanji introduced Sugriva to Prabhu Shri Ramji. He brought them together. He made Maitri, Mitrata in between them. And then he showed that you are both eligible to help each other. We should help each other. That's how Hanumanji brought Sugriva, Vibhishana, Sita, everybody together to Ramji. This was about Hanumanji's Buddhi Chaturya. There are many other things, but because if you take Sundar Kanda, just Prabhu Shri Hanumanji going from Rameshwara to Lanka, all the episodes just show how much knowledgeable, how much clever he is, because all the obstacles that he had to cross over. Now their interpretations that this ocean is in form of samsara, what all obstacles that we face, it is the whole thing in itself. So I am not going to go into those details. We just need to get the overview. Coming back to the strength of Hanumanji. Hanumanji has been described as Mahabali. Now that Bala, it has a scaling, it has a measure. There is the scaling goes like this. The Airavata has the strength of 10,000 elephants. This Dushasana had the strength of 10,000 elephants in his arm. 10,000 gaj bala thakyo, 10 gaj ghatyo na cheer. That's how the poetry goes. He had the strength of 10,000 elephants in his arm, yet he was tired. So, Airavata, the elephant of Indra, the celestial elephant, it has the strength of 10,000 elephants, normal elephants. Diggaja, the elephants which are carrying all the quarters on their shoulder, they have 10,000, strength of 10,000 Airavata. The 10,000 elephants to 10,000 Diggaja. So Diggaja, they have the strength of 10,000 elephants. Airavata has the strength of 10,000 Diggaja. Indra has the strength of 10,000 Airavata. And the strength of 10,000 Airavata is in the one finger of Hanumanji. That is the strength that he has. How do you know? So, there is very beautiful story in Kavitavali. It so happened that Ravana was asked, what do you think when Rama, he is going to come to fight with you, with all Vanar Sena, everyone, all Yodhas, all warriors will be there. Who do you think has the most strength? Because there is episode where when they come together, Sugriva jumps and he picks up fight with Ravana, but he gets injured and he comes back. Then Rama scolds Sugriva. That part is there. Ravana said, एक बंदर है, एक वानर है. There is one warrior, which I know. Who is this? It is Hanumanji. So it so happened that Ravana told Hanumanji, let us try our strength. Now this is not necessary, it is in Ramayana, but the story is told. Then Hanumanji said, why do you want to get in trouble? Why? Let me meditate, I am just quietly sitting here. Ravana said, no. I want to test your strength. I want to fight with you. Hanumanji said, see, if you start fighting, we can go on fighting for eternity. Let's do one thing. I'll punch you once, you will punch me once. Whoever gets hurt more is less in strength. Who can hurt some other person more has better strength. Ravana said, accepted. Okay. Ravana said, you first. Hanumanji said, if I go first and if you don't if you don't survive, how will we come to know? Ravana said, your choice. Ravana with his full might punched Hanumanji. Hanumanji was sitting his Virasana, Vajrasana. He did not move at all. Ravana was surprised. He started blinking all his 20 eyes and wondered, what happened? Did I punch him or not? Hanumanji said, okay, done. Ravana said, done? What else can I do now? There is nothing more to be said. Hanumanji said, okay, now it's my turn. Hanumanji stood up. He pulled his arm back. And he tried to punch, his arm wouldn't budge. So he looked behind. There was Brahmaji holding back his hand. He asked Brahmaji, what happened? Brahmaji said, if you punch him, Ramayana will be over here also. Hanumanji said, but I have promised him to show my strength. Brahmaji said, just give him the test of your strength, don't punch him too hard. Hanumanji said, okay. Then Hanumanji just punched Ravana with fraction of his power. Ravana fell back. He became Murchita. He lost his consciousness. When he regained his consciousness, he said, you really do have strength. I accept. And then he went back. Hanumanji said, the strength would have been that where you would not have survived. That is the strength of Hanumanji. That is the strength, power that he has. When Lakshmana, he became unconscious because of the astra that was used by Indrajit, Meghanada. Meghanada decided to take Lakshmana as a trophy and take him back to Lanka. But Indrajit, Meghanad was not able to pick up Lakshmana. Lakshmana is Shesha, right? Who can pick him up? Meghanada tried with all his might, but he was not able to pick up. At that moment, Hanumanji came. Hanumanji punched Indrajita, Meghanada. Indrajita ran away from there, and there Hanumanji easily picked Lakshmana up and brought him back to Rama. That is the strength of Hanumanji. What is another Hanumanji's strength? When there is a very beautiful explanation, very beautiful description in Valmiki Ramayana. Lakshmana was unconscious. The only solution was going north, getting those medicines from Dronagiri, and coming back. Hanumanji went there and then he realized, actually there is description of all those medicines. How do they work? There are 3 types of those medicines. It is not, as we know, that Sanjeevani beauty, there is only one medicine when applied, everything gets cured. There are these 3 types of medicines. When prepared medicine from them, medicinal plants, from which when medicine is prepared, one is suturing, one will bring seal the wound, another is for healing the wound, and another one is removing the vrana. All the scars that have been left out, even those will be cured. These were the 3 types of medicines that were used. Hanumanji used those medicines on himself because he himself was injured throughout war. And when he realized the importance of those medicines, what he did was, rather than taking the small amount of medicine only for Lakshmana or few people, he took that mountain itself. He picked that mountain up, brought to Lanka, Lanka, where the war was taking place. Those medicines were used for all Vanaras, and then he took that mountain back, lifted that mountain and went back to wherever it was and placed it back there. That is the strength of Hanumanji. There is another very beautiful episode, again, that is in Kavitavali, or in reference to Ramacharitmanas. Now Lakshmana is unconscious. The only solution is getting डॉक्टर. डॉक्टर कहाँ पे मिलेगा? लंका में है, लेकर आओ. So Hanuman ji secretly entered Lanka. He went to Sushena, Pavana Vaidya Sushena Sameta. He went there. He picked up his whole house and brought back to Rama, where Lakshmana was. When he came back, all the other Vanaras asked, वैद्य कहाँ पे है, डॉक्टर कहाँ पे है? घर में जाके देखो, go in his house. Why did you bring his house? We just needed one doctor. Hanumanji said, I could have brought him. He would have come here. But then he would have asked, I have come here, but I don't have any medicines. All my equipments are in my dispensary at my house. It's okay, it's fine. You would have brought his dispensary tools. Why did you need to bring house? He said, do you know, Ravana knows that Lakshmana is unconscious. So Rama will look for a doctor. The only doctor that is available is in Lanka. He is Sushena. Now he will send all his soldiers, the Rakshasas, to look for Sushena, to check if Sushena went and helped enemy or not. Now let them go and search for his house. His house itself is not there. How will they come to know? That is the beauty, that is the knowledge, the intellect Hanumanji has. And this is the knowledge, the strength, the intellect that we need to gain. And for gaining this, one of the means is Hanuman Chalisa. When we go through Hanuman Chalisa, Vidya Bana Guniyati Chatur, we know how clever he is. Sukshma Rupa Dharisyahi Dikhava, all the stories, they remind us how clever Hanumanji acted, how Hanumanji's decision making, how did he took the decision on the spot, the right decisions, correct decisions, how did he do that? Tuma upakar sugrivahi ki na, how grateful you were, how did you do krupa, how did you get Sugriva to Ramji? Then tumhara achha kaho ko darna. If Hanumanji is there to protect me, why should I be afraid? Because it was Hanumanji who was always protecting Ramji. When when we pray to Hanumanji, we will inculcate the qualities that he has in ourselves. That is the upasana. Whatever that we think of, whatever that we meditate upon, the qualities of that gets imbued in us. We gain those qualities, and with this reason we should pray to Hanumanji, and one of the means is Hanuman Chalisa. जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा. Sakhi, Sakshi. Witness, who is a guarantor, who has said, Shivji says, I guarantee that all siddhi, everything will come to you. Now, siddhi, what is siddhi? Siddhi is purti, fulfillment. And this fulfillment can be of jnana, vairagya, anything. If you are seeking knowledge, if you are seeking vairagya, you will get that knowledge and vairagya. All you have to do is just meditate, use Hanuman Chalisa and think and pray to Hanumanji. With this, we have finished with the overview of Hanuman Chalisa. Now the overview of Vishnu Sahasranama is there. Vishnu Sahasranama. Let me just again give you the trailer for our next session. What is the importance? Why should we study or why should we know Vishnu Sahasranama? I will give you just one reason. Bhagwan Bhashyakara Adi Shankaracharya ji thought of writing Bhashya on Vishnu Sahasranama before writing Bhashya on anything else. That's why it is important. That's it. If Bhagwan Bhashyakara thought that I should write Bhashya on Vishnu Sahasranama first, then that is the strength or that is the importance Vishnu Sahasranama has for us. Anyways, we'll conclude now. Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.